Welcome to Fantasy Legends. My name's Scott, and in today's video I'm going to discuss why Final Fantasy's Pixel Masters should make their way to console. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. If you don't know, the remasters will come with gameplay improvements, auto battle options, modernised UI and rearranged soundtrack. Seems like a nice modern way to enjoy the classic titles, doesn't it? This is why there is such outrage from the Final Fantasy fandom that none of these remasters are coming to console. However, news broke yesterday in a dedicated Japanese Q&A that Square Enix has clarified their position and have acknowledged that the titles could end up on other platforms if there is enough demand for it. However, I feel that this does not go anywhere near far enough to clarify their position on if the games are actually coming to console. Firstly, the Final Fantasy franchise, one of the most beloved and biggest gaming franchises in Japan, if not the world, so the demand would already be there for it, surely. So I feel that this response is just there to placate the fans that are already complaining. These games should be on console, and that for a few reasons. First, the cost of moving the games over to console would be negligible. They would have already done a lot of the work when making the PC version. Thus, platforms like the Switch, Xbox and PlayStation would not take too much development time. The second reason is there's a whole heap of fans that would not be able to enjoy these classics. With 85 million Switches sold and 115 million PlayStation 4s out there, and that is before we even look at the sales of Xbox One. Yes, we'll be able to play the games on PC. However, these games were originally designed for console, and most of the players are console players that would play these games. Another reason is that any new players that have heard about Final Fantasy in recent days and would like to play the original titles have come from the era of the Final Fantasy VII Remake was a PlayStation exclusive. And the new Final Fantasy 16 is also rumoured to be a PlayStation exclusive for the franchise. This means that any new fans that have come to the series in recent days will be console players, thus missing all those new players that could find love for the older titles of the franchise. The last reason is simply not splitting the fandom. Yes, we can play the games on mobile and PC, but not everyone has access to these or wants to play them. And I would argue that the quality of experience that you would get on mobile will be diminished with these games, as the original game directors did not design the games with mobiles in mind. So why Square? Why not think of the original fans when you announce remakes and remasters? The press release from them saying that demand will determine if they will come on console just looks like a cheap attempt to avoid the backlash for a bad take. Change your mind, Square, change it fast, or you risk alienating some of the old fans. There is a petition open for making the remasters on console. I've put this down in the first comment. I think Square have made a serious error of judgment here, and I hope that the fans of Final Fantasy, that they announce the games on console soon. So what do you guys think? Do you want to see the Pixel remasters on the consoles? Let me know in the comments down below. Remember to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is your host Scott. Thank you for listening.